Happy New Year!
Happy New
Yay!
Woo!
So many things to show off.
So many things to show off.
We're gonna start with me. My hair. I cut like 8 inches.
Yes.
So it's gone.
It's
You
gone.
See, it was here.
It has layers. So
Layers.
it's moving.
Yes.
Has good movement.
Feels good. I
Yeah.
haven't cut it since before my wedding, which was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary,
Oh,
honey!
Yeah, happy anniversary.
Yesterday was our anniversary.
Yep,
Yeah,
2 years. 2-year wedding anniversary. That's
And
good.
then this dress was a Christmas dress. For
Christmas
my wife.
gift.
Christmas gift.
Yes.
So show it off because
Yeah, show it off.
cross
'Cause
stitch.
It's cross stitch.
It's print. This part is printed. This part is stitched. But I think an embroidery thing
Yeah.
made the actual
Oh, yeah.
stitch itself.
Show it up close.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it is.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Isn't that nice?
It's nice.
I love it.
Yeah. So
And it's very pretty and it's
3 layers. It's long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So end of the year.
End of year stitching wrap.
Stitching wrap. I have not done a stitching wrap before, and I thought it would be fun to do it with Amanda because there's also some projects that I think I want to nix away. And I have already done like a spring cleaning of my whips,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm having a hard time parting with other ones, so I think it would be good to have Amanda's thoughts on some.
I wonder if a certain one that is orange and pumpkin-y
We're
might
not
be on the
getting rid of
list.
pumpkin.
I have a personal vendetta against pumpkin because it has been out every October since I've been with Shannon, and it looks the same as it did.
Yeah.
The
And every time I stitch it, I'll stitch like 200-300, sometimes 400 stitches on it, and it looks like I've done nothing.
yeah.
And I just recently bought a digital version of it so I can go in my pattern keeper because I wanted to see how many stitches do I have left. And actually, we'll go ahead and look at it.
Yeah.
Because it was really painful to
Yeah.
realize how far I have gotten and still how far I have to go.
I think you were at like 65%. And I was just like, that's a C.
Oh.
Actually, no, that's a D.
No.
But
Okay, so yeah, so I have done 7,000 stitches on it since getting it in, what year did I get it?
oh my gosh, like 2017? Probably?
Yeah, it's my oldest whip, 2018.
2018.
I don't have any from 2017 anymore because I finished everybody.
Yeah.
And there are, okay, so, and there's 10,000 stitches altogether, so really there's only 3,000 stitches left, which if I sat down and I only worked on that, I could probably finish in a month.
Yes.
However, it's very challenging to sit through something that doesn't look like you're ever getting it done.
Yeah.
So that's where I struggle to like actually sit down and really go through it. But that like Amanda said, it's 64% done.
64.
64. It's not even a C.
It's not even a C, it's a D. It's a
D.
D, guys.
And in Texas, there are no D's, so it's just
there are
a
no
fail.
Ds. It's just a fail.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I like to make fun of it just for, but it cause
I
yeah,
understand.
it's
so painful.
never
It's like
ending.
7,000 stitches
and
like
it's all the
3,000 to
same
go.
color, too.
Same color.
Yeah.
It's painful.
So, but
We'll see.
we love pumpkin.
We'll see. Okay, let's do some wraps. So
Yeah.
this is my stitching journal from Black Needle Society from
Love
last
it.
year. I have I forgot to bring it in here, but I have my one from this year as well. Anyway.
She uses this thing all the time. Like,
Yes.
she loves it.
Yes, I do love it.
So.
Okay, so the wrap up. So current work in progress is Ghost Calendar. My favorite designer is Needle Lot Designs, which bumped Nora Corbett off the list because she's always been my favorite.
Yeah. Needle Lot is one that I had found on Instagram on like the Instagram Discover, and I saw it. I can't remember the first pattern that I saw. Oh no, it was the koi. It was the koi fish. And I was like, who is this person? Shannon doesn't follow them. What the heck? And I sent it to Shannon. I'm just like, please, for the love of God, do this. Like,
and then the only way to like buy her stuff is you have to be a part of her Ko-fi. And I don't think you have to be subscribed in order to buy stuff from her Ko-fi, but I subscribe, so I'm paying, a couple dollars a month for her to give us a pattern every single month. And her patterns are like, if it were me, I'd be charging $20 for each of them because they're that pretty.
they're amazing.
My favorite fabric is Jobelin or Even Weave Fabrics. That hasn't changed. Favorite floss dyer is Classic Colorworks. That also has not changed, but you'll always use DMC, but if I can use Classic Colorworks, I use it. And my favorite accessory is probably a thread pad. Let me put one around here. I do. So I really like thread pads this is something I've used a lot this year. I tend to be someone who I have all of my stuff in floss away bags, and then I'll put this next to me, and as I take out a thread, like a skein of it, I'll just plop it on here, and it just, holds it in one place. Sometimes I mess up and I'll put away everything, and then I'll go back to my thread pad and be like, oh no, I don't know what DMC this is from. I don't know what project this is from.
Don't know what the number is.
So it just goes into the Ort jar. So sorry to that, but that's real. Okay, so social stats. I have 804 followers, and I am following 709 followers.
Wow.
I followed a lot of designers and a lot of stitching friends this year because it's fun. Yeah. Since doing my Flosstube, I really wasn't doing much Flosstube before this year. I have 167 subscribers.
Wow.
Finishes. So I have 8 finishes altogether. Paper copies, meaning I used a paper copy to do it, 3, and then fully finished 1 of those 3. Digital copies, 5, and fully finished 4. Let's show them off.
Yeah.
So we'll start with...
Let's start with Hobbit Hole.
Oh,
no. You go first.
We'll do yeah, this one first. Okay, I have to cover it because it violates guidelines. You may have to cover it.
Here.
Hold it up for me.
Here, I'll cover it. I'll cover
there
it.
Goes my last... You know what.
There goes my last...
Okay, we should go closer because this is really far. There goes my last. Yeah.
Starts with an F.
I did it in like a weekend, basically.
It was
it was quick, and it was fun to do, and it was because in Black Needle Society's Frog Warts, they had one where it's like you had to do a project that had a curse word in it, and I actually did not own any projects with curse words in them.
Crazy.
And I don't follow any designers that put curse words in theirs, except for like
subversive cross stitch.
Subversive cross stitch. We found. But there was another embroiderer who they're pretty political, so a lot of their stuff is certain politicians. So that's the only person I follow. So really, I realized I'm not as raunchy a stitcher.
Apparently, yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
To each their own. Okay, this is Victorian Witch. I finished her this year. I started her in, I think, 2020. Yeah, 2020. Also, my little signature. I don't know if you can see it. But I've started doing that on my pieces because it's fun. But yeah, I really liked working on her. She's pretty easy. Just a lot of skirt to get through.
A lot of skirt.
Once I got to that skirt, it was easy sailing. Okay. Shall we do another? Yep. This was a finish from a while ago, but I fully finished it this year, putting it in a frame because I wanted to submit it to this guy, to the State Fair, the Dallas State Fair.
Texas State Fair.
In Dallas. And so, yeah, I got an honorable mention, which is so nice.
An honorable mention on that.
Do you remember how many they said of people that turned things in?
So, I think overall they had like 7,000 submissions across all crafts. But I mean, when we went to the craft room and it was so full, and that's not everything, like, because they have ones that either get honorable mentions or they don't get anything at all. And so that was pretty crazy. But I would assume that they had like
and we spent
a couple
hours,
hundred,
like 2 hours in there just walking around. It was
It
funny
was
to go
so
with my
fun.
friend Taylor, who's an art teacher, so she was taking photos of everything. Crafting, she was absolutely in heaven. And then hilarious to go with my parents, who were like easy breezy, like, oh, go take a picture with Shan with hers, look through everything and go. Whereas like we spent like 2 hours with Taylor in there, and honestly it was fine with me. I felt so bad later though, but I got, going a second time was nice because it was at the very end that I realized above us were all of the quilts. Yeah. And they had hung up all the quilts, but it was high enough up that I wasn't looking up there, and so
they were probably like second story, because it was like a huge warehouse. It was probably like on the second story, But like those quilts, amazing.
And a lot's going on in there too. We also have like the food competitions and
food competitions, pies, jarred goods. That was a fun category. You can also stuff. Something that I will be doing, which is called glue-a-shoe.
Don't tell them your idea.
Yes, I'm not going to tell them my idea just in case if any of y'all steal it. But it's basically where you take a shoe, like an old shoe, and you do a diorama around it. And a lot of people had them where they were like puns. So I'm doing a pun next year, and I'm super excited about it. I had a bunch of ideas, been like fielding it with people, but I think we finally got one. Yeah. So
should be great. Yeah. And then also I didn't show off. We also things have been organized in here.
Organized
at last.
Finally.
We moved in July and then did a lot of organizing and then stopped and have been in a rut because like I started my job right away. And like
my health has not been great.
Amanda's been struggling with health stuff, and so like standing even for a little bit is really hard, and it's just been
so impossible. It's like, how are you gonna unpack? Like,
so we had an organizer that came one time in when we lived in California, who just organized our pantry, which was impossible to organize because the space was so small. But she had a lot of ideas and everything, and so she organized that, and then I was like, there has to be somebody out here who also is good at this stuff. And the person we found literally is also really into the home edit, which is like a Netflix show that I really love. That is so inspiring, but impossible to do if you don't have the brain, in my opinion. They have a book. I've read through the book. Still too hard. I have ADHD. It's just impossible. I'm somebody who's like, I even try to do some of the stuff that like you're supposed to have bins like in with you, and you like have a bin that's like, this goes into this place, this is going to this place, this is going to this place. But I would have never thought the way that Shayna, who's our organizer, has kind of organized each of my things, I wouldn't have thought to necessarily do it like this. So
it's beautiful.
I'm
honestly
very appreciative.
It's really nice. And I have my own little section too, the pink.
Yes, like, the pink is
that's awesome.
Diamond painting. So.
That's great.
And we're gonna keep hiring her and having her come back because she's the best. So.
All right, back on track with speaking of ADHD. So and Shannon's gonna have to speak about this piece.
So when my papa passed away,
back in August,
it was very challenging. I'll go a little closer just to show this part off too. I don't know. And there's a glare on it, but it says to Pete Rivera, love Shanny, which is what I was called by him, and most of my family calls me that too. This was actually a needle lot design that came out around then, and or at least I saw it then, and I saw it and I thought of him because he loves polar bears, and it reminded me of polar bears like looking up in the sky and everything, being a part of the stars. Big Dipper, Little Dipper, and when he passed, I was struggling a lot, obviously. My mental health check, my depression came back, and that was really challenging to handle. When you lose somebody that you love and somebody you're so close with, and even when you see it coming, it doesn't matter. Like, his health has been declining, but it was a very fast.
It was very fast,
And like, we deal with those other things in our brain. We're just like happy that he didn't, have to go through years of pain like my grandmother did, but also deeply sad to have lost him so quickly, especially after we just moved here too.
But we're very grateful that we were here. I think that like means a lot. So
I think it's been good for my mom and my dad as well to have sorry, I miss him. To have us here and for us to be here with them as well during this time. And I stitched it because when you're sad and you're in your feelings, sometimes you just need to do something with your hands, and obviously cross stitch is the thing that calmed me down the most, so stitching this for him was the greatest honor I could do.
It's very beautiful. And love the
fabric is beautiful.
The fabric, oh my gosh, can we fabric. Do you remember who it's from?
I want to say it's a V-Stitch Me. I think
it's so pretty.
It's beautiful. So, love that piece, and we'll hang it up soon around. Mom just has it on the piano right now, and it looks nice. So
it looks
if
great.
She wants it there, it'll stay there.
All right, and then the big boy.
Okay, the biggest one, which I think we have shown off, but I'm going to show it off again because it is a wrap-up. We
Here,
have...
you can cover me.
the most gorgeous, the ever stunning. This is right on top of Amanda.
The ever large,
ever large, gigantic piece, museum size, Dark Queen of the Earth by Autumn Lane Stitchery. Also, absolutely love this piece and love stitching it. It was one of the only stitch-alongs that I have successfully, like, pretty much stitched the entire time while it was happening. It really was kind of just like the last month or two that I was like, oh, I don't have time. And so then went back and finally finished it. And I'm so obsessed with it. Autumn Lane Stitchery is so talented. They've even like secretly been like, not secretly, but they did say like, oh, we are going to release, you know, the next Dark Queen at the end of this year. And I'm like, oh my gosh, at last.
At last.
So I think they just needed a year break, which understandable. It's a big undertaking. So very exciting. Yeah, so that's her.
And unfortunately, the frame was too big because we really wanted to submit this for the state fair.
Yes.
But the frame was too big.
The frame was too big, and that's okay. So next year, this coming year, I'm going to try to finish Dark Queen of the Sea, submit her, win.
Yeah, because we like, you know, I feel like you chose ones that are not as big of heavy hitters, but then like, you know, once you
I have pieces that are heavy hitters that I've given away. I've had pieces that are then one of them I will try not to regret my whole life for giving to this person, but life is the way that life is. We can't regret the gifts that we give people.
They mean something.
Because they meant something at that time. But, you know, it's like, it was a mermaid and my wife loves mermaids, so it would have been much better here.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's okay.
That's all right.
Okay. What's next?
What's next?
So, so
we're going to talk about whips?
Whips. So my wrap up for end of year stats.
I don't know how many whips, and Shannon was asking me earlier, like, how many do you think and I was like, let's wait until the video.
Okay.
So
Amanda,
let's see.
How many whips do you think?
All right. So I feel like you have not hit triple digits yet. Because you keep talking about that. Like throughout the year, she's discussed this of being like, well, I don't have 100. Like, so I feel like you have like 97, I'm gonna say, because I feel like you're like teetering up very close to that and then not going over. So
I have 115. So here's why I have 115. Because I have, like you said, throughout the year, I've been trying to not hit 100.
Yeah.
Desperately. However,
15 over.
In the act of organizing all of this, I've found out that there were ones that were not on my list that have been in bags.
Oh no.
That I just never put in.
Oh no. So there's
I was at, and it was about 17. That all got put on the list.
So
you were around because I had like 98 and then all of a sudden I had 115 because of all of the ones that were there.
That's insane.
So
that's why we need to call. But also, you know, 115, you know.
At least they're not full coverages. Because like I have one.
You have like one or two, right?
I have two full coverages. Yeah. I have one that's a kidded full coverage that I'll never do. It's like a Thomas Kincaid.
It's beautiful.
Beauty and the Beast.
But
I just there's no way. I don't get joy from BAPs. So
BAPs.
No to BAPs. But yes, I do have the Disney map one that I would love to finish at some point because that will look great on our wall and very us. And then I have the autumn, spring, fall, winter Stars Hollow piece that is a Black Needle Society one that was a part of a retreat that happened for 4 years.
Yeah.
So I have two. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
So that's what I would like to go through with you because I have pieces I only have one from 2018 and that's my oldest one. And then I have a bunch from 2019, and then a ton from 2020. I wonder why. That were all started and have barely been touched since then.
Well.
And now it's 2025. It's 5 years later and I haven't really touched it. So it's like I do need to be stricter. There's also pieces where it's tough because it's like I know I have, you know, maybe 1,000 stitches left on it. So it's like, just finish it. But I run into the struggle of like, I just want to start things. I don't want to finish things.
Yeah.
And my mom does it too. Like she's got...
yeah.
One day I will count my mother's and I will organize hers. And we will probably get to a number in the ballpark of 900. I would not be surprised. She has that many. It's really, really insane.
Yeah.
But I love it.
Love
I
you,
love
Suzanne.
that mom has that many because it's it's so funny and
it's so funny
and it's so cool. And I'm just like, honestly, because also it's so much.
She has such cool ones too. Like really cool.
And it's like it's a collector's thing, style. You know.
Yeah.
Like we collect patterns. I'm a part of Patreons, 2 Patreons. They're giving me one every month. Like I'm collecting their patterns essentially. So it is being a collector as well as you know.
And the thing about it is that like Shannon and Suzanne have such different styles. Like Suzanne is very much like traditionalist with like samplers and you know, more muted, I would say, but like still, you know, gorgeous. Yeah. But Shannon's more into like the colorful, the fandom, the, you know, mystical fantasy like type of stuff. So it's really cool to see the differences on that. So
So you know what, I also forgot that another finished piece I did a wedding piece as well.
Yes.
Called Lovebirds.
Insert photo here.
And that was for my friend Michelle and her new husband Dylan.
Dylan, we love you guys.
Absolutely wonderful people. Was super happy to celebrate with them this year. And then I also stitched, because since my Blvd was flying out to America to for my grandfather's memorial, I decided to stitch something for her, and it was the Starry Night owl, and that was a really beautiful piece. Hold on, quickly look up who that was by. I think it was blue. Oh, I'm going the wrong way.
Insert photo here.
Insert photo here. Oh, the blue flower. Yep, see?
The blue flower. There we go.
Blue flower. Started it in August 1st, finished it in October when we had our second memorial for my grandfather in California, and gave it to her. My mom helped me finish it as well. We stitched it together, basically, so that was nice.
That was very sweet. I think that that Vini loved that even more. Yeah. Honestly. So. Yeah.
And she kept talking about how she has a nieces and nephews section. She lives in France. She's very French, very European. She's so funny. And she's like, I want to put something in my nieces and nephews corner that is yours because I have something from your cousins, but nothing from you. And I'm just like, okay, I will think of something. And then that piece came from a Black Needle Society subscription box. So I got that, and I was like, this is perfect because my Blvd is an artist, even though she says she's not an artist and she just did it as a hobby. She did so much painting. She has so much artwork that she has just given to friends and family. And I wish I had one in here. I don't.
Also, and she has so much cross stitch, so
much needlepoint. Like she's so talented.
She's so talented. She's
and so creative. A lot of the times she'll make something and she doesn't use a chart or anything. She just makes it from her head. And to me, that's such a different brain. Like
last year, she did the or not last year, 2 years ago for our wedding. She stitched everyone's name tags, and they were all custom, like customized. They all had like different motifs and like. It was so great.
It's in the office. Yeah, but no, she also stitched like a little one for our table as well. That was like an S and an A. Shannon, Amanda, Carol. Okay, I will keep talking about my stats. So other stuff. Oh, okay. So my favorite new starts this year were Koi Fish, which I haven't touched since I started it a long time ago. So Koi Fish, I need to get back out. I'm loving Ghost Calendar, and that's by Living on the Rainbow. Absolutely stunning. I've been posting that each month, trying to do it, and I started it in November, and so I did December, and my goal is to do January, February, etc. into October, finish it in October, which is kind of fun to finish the Ghost Calendar in October. My other favorite new start is Secret Grove, which again is Stitch Along, and it's Needle Lot's first Stitch Along that she's doing, which is really exciting. And then I have a haunted house that is by Country Cottage Samplers. Yeah, Country Cottage Samplers. That also is so cute, and I need to stitch it more, but I have this thing sometimes about like holiday pieces where it's like I don't want to stitch them when it's not October or like November and December, but I need to get over that and just do it because otherwise I'm never going to finish them. So anyway, okay, so this is one of the pieces that Vinny
this is
just for us.
Yeah, this is one of our wedding pieces. Sorry about the glare.
Loved the wedding, the colors of being like silver and gold as well, like very pretty.
Yeah, and she did this probably in like a couple days.
Yeah. Not even, probably a day, an hour or so. Like
an hour.
She's very, very fast.
She's very fast, yeah. She puts everyone else to shame.
Yeah. Okay, so at the beginning of this year, I had 89 whips. So,
oh Lord,
we know that we had those 17 that were just chilling in the ether.
Yes.
So after all that, but it's okay. Number of finishes in 2023 were 11. This year it's 8. Oh, less. Number of new starts in 2023 were 21. Number of new starts this year was a lot. My mom also got me the Country Cottage, am I saying that? Country Garden Needleworks.
Yeah.
Fabulous houses. And so that added so many to mine. So let's see, one.
That was like 5.
Something like that.
I think so.
Trying to find the year. Oh, there it is. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. 27. So that gives you an idea of how many that I have nixed as well. So I would like that be acknowledged. So I started 27 this year. At the beginning of the year, I thought I had 89. 17 were also hanging out somewhere. So there were a lot that I got rid of, but also I started 27 pieces this year, and oh my Lord.
I have no idea what the ones that you nixed are, and I'm so curious.
I couldn't tell you. I was being pretty brutal with myself. I was just like,
that's good.
Don't care. Like really honestly threw them in the trash. Was like, we're done with you. A lot of them honestly were also Ada. On Ada. Yeah. And so I was very much like, you know what? I don't like
you don't like doing
Ada
on there.
So it's gotta go.
Yeah.
Okay. So start a pattern released in 2024, Stitch for Pride, by D's 20 Stitches. I'm also gonna do the one that they are doing this year as well. I would sign up quickly for that because they only give us this month to sign up and then it's done. Woo! It's over. So D's 20 Stitches, Stitch for Pride is great. The Poison Apple by Bella Filipina Designs. I stitched at least 1 stitch every day in 2024 with it. I'll be honest, I did not stitch every day on this piece. What I did was I stitched 364 stitches on it and was like, there we go. That's a stitch a day. So, because there's no way that I'm going to pick up a project every day and do 1 single stitch on it. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Because also you don't keep them like ready to go a lot of the time. You're constantly switching them out. So I know a lot of people have like, it's like always on a hoop or it's always like on a stand, but it's not the way that Shannon does it. So
okay, we also have Disneyland Map by I Cross Stitch Pattern. That challenge was to stitch on a piece you plan to keep yourself. No one's getting that piece. It is a full coverage. That piece is mine. Stitch on a piece you've designed or modified. I said the Mickey's Ferris Wheel by Abby Sue Designs, which I'm gonna go find and show off.
Yeah,
it's so pretty.
In the office.
You keep reading.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. All right. Yeah, the Mickey's Ferris Wheel by Abby Sue Designs, which was a part of the When You Wish retreat, which happened in November of this year, which was so much fun. It was our second in-person retreat, and it was Disney themed.
And 100 people.
Had 100 people that all showed up. We made so many new friends. I made so many new friends. Yeah. I don't know. And this was the pattern that was offered in the bag for the goodies.
Oh, it just got stuck to the thing. Okay, so
that's funny.
originally Abby Sue just had it so that each one, there was only 2 colors with it, but I'm doing a gradient with étoile thread. You cannot see it that well though.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't sparkle.
Sparkly.
Sparkles a lot. And
I can shine a light on it. Let's see.
That help it? Oh yeah, that does. Wow, look at that. Yeah.
Sparkly. It's super sparkly. So originally it was so it's based off of the fun wheel at Disney California Adventure, which only does have the 2 colors, which is yellow and orange. So I really like the modification.
It changes colors, but like on the actual wheel itself, when the
lights are off.
The lights are off, right?
Yeah. So okay. And then after that, stitch on a bright piece of fabric. So you did Dragons, a Field Guide by Climbing Goat Designs.
It was a stitch along that I was not successful in stitching along with, but I stitched partially one of the dragons.
What color was the fabric? Because it's a bright piece of fabric.
That's a good question. I can find it.
All right, I'll keep going. Stitch after 11 p.m., which Shannon does every day.
Every day.
So, but for this one, it's Haunted Mansion Halloween by Witchy Stitcher. Stitch before 8 a.m. Now that one's a little harder. Well,
show off the bag.
Not
that
really,
I put
actually.
it in as well.
Yeah, beautiful.
It's dragony. And nice.
It's very dragony. I'm just wondering the color of the fabric.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, very bright. Wow. Oh, this is pretty.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
gosh.
opalescent. That's beautiful.
I love when you forget. Absolutely.
Opalescent.
Yeah, so like
Gorgeous.
I said, partially of the first dragon.
Yeah. So stitch before 8 a.m., which is actually easier for Shannon because she's a morning person. I am not. She stitched Lovebird's Wedding by Historical Sampler Company, and that's the one that she finished and gave to our friends Michelle and Dylan for their wedding, which we inserted a photo earlier. Maybe. I don't know. Hopefully. Put at least 2,024 stitches into one project. And that was the Woodland Advent Candles by the Little Stitcher, which is so cute. You started it Thanksgiving week.
Yeah.
Which I think was when it was released, correct?
It's when I found it.
Or when you found it, okay.
I think pretty much.
Yeah.
I really was like absolutely floored by how pretty it was. And got inspired to just like, I must stitch this now, which was inconvenient because Black Needle Society sent, I got the nice box from Black Needle Society and they give you 12 patterns. And I'm like, I want to be stitching these during Christmas, but I was stitching the Advent, Woodland, Advent Candles one more because it was so pretty. And, I was like, in my brain, I was feeling guilty because it's like, I have all these other patterns that I just got. But I was like, I really want to stitch this more.
It's really beautiful, and it's pretty classic. So she'll try and find it, and that's by the Little Stitcher. So I love that, and she's made a lot of progress on it. I was like, wow,
I'm only missing one candle because I gave up at the end.
Wow,
I was tired of stitching, and also I've been planning this virtual retreat, so I haven't stitched the last 5 days which is the longest I have gone without stitching this year.
Yeah.
Because I've literally been having to put together everything for this retreat, which is awesome. But next year, I am giving myself way more time. And I'm very thankful to have a template now of what I'm going to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I cannot find it, so
it's okay.
We're just gonna,
it might be in the office. I mean, you were working on it pretty recently. The next one is stitch on a piece someone else chooses for you. I wonder who chose this one. The Celestial Orca by Needle-Lot Designs. I wonder who chose it.
Maybe the one who's obsessed with orcas.
As I'm looking at myself as a mermaid with an orca behind me, a painting that Shannon got me last year.
Yeah.
As I look at that. Oops. Anyway, I love the Celestial Orca. It's so beautiful, and I love orcas.
So pretty.
Sorry.
There you go.
Oh, do you want to? Yeah. Okay, that one.
Oh yeah. Okay. So stitch on a piece you've bought the pattern for twice. So to Amanda's horror, because I bought the pattern physically, and then because I wanted to know how many stitches were left, but I did not want to do the math, I got the pattern digitally so I could do it on Pattern Keeper, and it is Pumpkin by R2C Cross Stitch. So boo to that.
She had to buy it twice. twice, you guys.
I bought it twice.
Y'all.
Which means I can't get rid of it. Can't do it.
Oh, man.
At least it's like, you know, when it's done, it'll look nice.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it is a beautiful pattern.
Yeah.
I will say, it is a beautiful pattern. I just, like, it's never ending, and it's never gonna die.
Yeah. Okay.
And by die, I mean finish.
Stitch on a piece from a magazine. So I started Perfect Pirate by Counting Puddles, and then stitch on a piece with another stitcher, Stitch Along, Secret Grove by Need a Lot Designs. I counted that one with another stitcher as like also because multiple friends were starting this as well. We all started it together, so I was like, that counts as like stitching along with friends, because like a stitch along, you know, that's with everybody, but to me, if it's saying stitch along with another stitcher, you know, that's why I was doing that.
Okay.
I said that projects that were near finished last year were Frogwarts Year 4, Gigi, Burrow Globe, Dark Queen of the Earth, and Universal Monsters, which I really wanted to finish Universal Monsters this year, but I'm happy to see that I did finish Frogwarts Year 4 and I did finish Dark Queen of the Earth, so that's nice.
Yeah.
And then I also finished Victorian Witch, which was not in my almost done location. So this was 24 for 24. It was a stitching challenge to stitch 24 projects. Start 24 projects in 2024. I may not intentionally do that this coming year. Just like as I start a new one, I'll put it down. But I was very intentional in starting 24 projects at least. So.
And she did that. Plus some.
And I did that. And then some. Cool. So, stitching A through Z. So, I did not do it for all of them, but I did it for a lot. So, A, Autumn in Stars Hollow by Black Needle Society. B, Burrow Globe, stitched on that. C, Clara by Satsuma Street. D, Dark Queen of the Sea. No E. I also only have like, I have 2-3 patterns that start with an E, and I don't want to stitch on any of them right now, so that's part of why
maybe we're throwing out the E's.
Maybe we throw out the E's. Frogwarts, my F, G, Ghost Calendar, of course, H, HC Fairy Tales by Clouds Factory, I, Imbolic by, is that how it's pronounced? It's from the
Imbolic?
Wicca calendar.
Yeah.
By the Witchy Stitcher. I did not do a J. K, Koi Fish by Need a Lot. I did an L, Lovebirds Wedding. M, Monster Bunch by the Witchy Stitcher. I actually didn't do any counting of the Lovebirds one. I did not count my stitches on that one. It was the only project this year that I didn't count stitches. I just did it. I don't know, just because I was like, just get it done. It's for a wedding, so.
Yeah.
O, One Nation by Bygone Stitches.
Oh, no N, by the way.
Yeah, no N.
Oh, One Nation.
I'm worried that One Nation is going to end up in a drawer for the next 4 years. We'll see. Hard to be patriotic right now. P for Poison Apple by Bella Filipina. R, Royal Games 2 by Mirabilia. I forgot I stitched on that. Santa House by Country Cottage Needleworks. And I actually stitched a lot of that. I stitched about half of it, so I'm gonna try to finish it this year, actually. There It Goes by Snarky Crafter. Oh, Snarky Crafter is the name of the person. Submersive is the one who's the Instagrammer that is sassy.
Yes.
Universal Monsters for You. V, Victorian Witch. W, Woodland Advent Calendar candles. And then I do not have an X, Y, or Z that I did this year. I do have pieces that start with X, Y, Z. Except the X. But
I don't know about X, but
the thing is, they have for the letter X, it may be in any part of the title words. So I know that I have one.
Yeah, you have one of that.
Is that. I did not get a bingo, devastatingly, but I was close. I was pretty close. We like that. Is that 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I'm missing 2. I have 8 that I finished. Oh, but you know what? I don't think the other 2 counted for any of the other ones here. These were hard. Like, there were project released by a designer in parts, that's easy. Pattern is a paper copy, that's easy. Project designed by someone younger than you. Figured out that Need a Lot design is younger than me. Free space, project designed by someone older than you. That's not that hard. I'm only 30.
31.
Project is a gift or exchange piece. Like, those were all easy ones. But then they had ones that were like, Stitch on a project with a quote from a book or a movie, which I have ones like that, but not ones I'm close to finishing.
No, not finishing.
Project includes Quaker style elements. I don't think I have any pieces that I have started.
No.
I have a few that I have bought, but none that I have started. So I think for those I would probably just, or designer has the name hand in it, which is Hands On Designs, which again, I would just steal my mother's and do hers.
Yeah, she has that. And she also has a Quaker pattern too. So
I did successfully stitch on Color of the Rainbow, which is fun, for every fabric. So red was Sam Hain by Witchy Stitcher, orange Haunted House by Cottage Garden Samplings, yellow Hobbit House by Cottage Garden Samplings, green Dark Queen of the Earth, teal H.C. Anderson Fairy Tales, blue Mickey's Ferris Wheel, indigo Halloween at Hawk Run by Carriage House, purple Secret Grove, pink Koi Fish, brown Monster House, black Ghost Calendar, gray Lithia by Witchy Stitcher, white Vintage Pumpkin by the Witchy Stitcher. So much Witchy Stitcher stuff. I mean, I'm part of her Patreon, so that's why. Anyway, that's it. That's my
it. Wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So what are you excited to stitch on most in the new year?
Ooh, I'm gonna show off one of them.
Yeah.
Because I have it kitted and I'm ready. Haha, new start in the new year. Classic. So this piece.
Oh yeah.
My girl
Satsuma
Satsuma,
Street.
my gal. She's so talented.
She's so talented.
Yeah, and so it's a temperature stitch along, and you know, the other stitch along that I tried to do that was temperature was also very cute and very pretty with potion bottles. But I struggled because I had to change the colors too often, whereas this one really kind of sticks to, you stitch the one color for the day and then you're done. And then you stitch the next color for the next day and then you're done. And that's it. And so that's what I need for something like this. If I'm going to stitch something every single day of 2025, then I need it to be one color and then I'm done.
Yeah.
So that was the problem that I ran into.
One of the
potion bottles.
The other problem is that we lived in LA at the time, and LA does not have like any temperature fluctuations really.
Every single color was the same.
Yeah.
And then even when I tried to do like every 5 degrees, it still wouldn't change. And so my mom was like, try to do like every like 2 or 3 degrees. It still doesn't change. Like literally California, every day it'll be the same temperature every single day at its peak.
You know, and it's in the 70s, 80s, and then it gets hot, and then sometimes it gets a little cold, but it's like barely any. So yeah, so it'll be a lot nicer in Dallas where we do have like actual temperature fluctuations. I was thinking that you could also like do it based on Colorado, because Colorado has crazy weather. So I mean, you literally have like one day it snows, the next day it's like 80 degrees.
That would be fun.
And then
a gift for your mom.
Yeah,
by the end of
that would be cute.
Okay, so this is Ghost Calendar, which is on like a it's on like a gray, blacky gray opalescent.
Of course. It's your favorite.
And that's November and December. Sure. Make it sparkle. Sparkle! So excited to stitch on that throughout the year.
It's so cute. It's the little ghosty that's cross stitching. I love.
I can also show off some. So these are some of the starts that I did in December. Very quick starts as I was watching movies. So as I was watching The Grinch, I stitched on The Grinch, and finally I could use a green. So I started this guy.
Which is a lot more green than it's coming up on.
It's
like
it is
neon
highlighter green.
Yeah.
And then I also started like 3 on this one or something. Because I was like, well, they're all going to be about the same size. And it's just borders of them. This is, I think, the Santa Claus. And then I forget what this is, but that's there. Maybe Rudolph?
Probably Rudolph, yeah. And that was a part of the Black Needle Society. Nice box, yeah. So it was very cute.
And it's funny because I watched White Christmas, but I didn't start the project on it. The past couple days I've been only working on stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you got to talk about the retreats too.
Yes.
So you got to talk about upcoming retreats in 2025.
Yes.
Unless if you want to talk, well, I think maybe you should talk about 2024 and then go into 2025.
So I don't know how much I've talked about it, but yeah, so we had the Witchy Stitcher one earlier this year.
Which was the first.
Was the first one, and that was ever that I've done, that I have run. I've been to, you know, retreats many times, and I love them, and they mean a lot to me, and they've really like gotten me through some tough times, because you're just kind of like reviving something that you love, doing a hobby that I love so much, with people that I don't know from all over the country, and sometimes folks that live in other countries as well. So that's kind of cool. Very cool. And I went to Black Needle Society's retreat. I also went to their virtual Frogworks retreat, of course. Mom and I were supposed to go to a Texas retreat. That was my same weekend as my grandfather's memorial, so we did not do that. And then I had my second retreat that I was running, which was When You Wish Upon a Stitch. And that will also be happening this coming year. In fact, I am currently emailing as we speak with the hotel that we had this year, and looking to have it be done for next year too. And I think they're gonna jump some of the prices down a little bit for us, which is like even better.
That's
I'm just
great.
like, this is great. Thank you. So I love that. And then what else? I have my virtual retreat that's coming up, of course, tomorrow. It starts tomorrow until
January 1st.
Sunday.
until January 4th? 5th?
5 days.
5 days.
4.5, because we're starting at like 5 p.m.
And what's the theme?
And the theme is Disney. Just Disney. I decided that to do a second Disney one this year, because since like fandom's theme has been Disney, I was like, let's end off the year doing Disney. And you know, I came up with the idea because my friend, one of my best friends, honestly, she's become a best friend of mine, Adele, lives in Scotland, and I met her through fandom. She was literally the first person to sign up for fandom, I kid you not, and messaged me and said, hey, do you need someone to help you out? And I said, absolutely, that would be great. And now has become literally my right hand, my co-runner. Like, we run the group together, absolutely, 100%. And she's been saving my arse this weekend, because yes, that's for her. Because she's been posting everything in fandom and getting, you know, all of that situated into the new year while I am dealing with the retreat and everything. And she's been like, I'm so thrilled that you're doing that and I'm doing this, because my part's easy. So I'm just like, either way, I'm still so appreciative, because posting all of that stuff is a pain, and you know, getting everybody situated can be a pain as well. But you know, I think she loves it and I love it too, and she's the best. So I was like, I asked Adele, you know, would you realistically, if I did a retreat in Scotland near you, would you be able to go? Like, just hypothetical. Because I honestly was like, I would love to at some point in my life, 10 years, 5 years long, do a retreat in Europe. Yeah. And so I was like, what if we did it? And she was like, here's the deal. With my disability, like, I would have so many questions, you know, like, are we going to be, you know, even just things as basic, and Amanda can relate so much to this too, even things as basic as, is the restroom nearby? So like, if I need to get over there, like, you know, am I walking a long way, or like, can I get over there easily? You know, can my home the person who takes care of me every day, can they be there too? You know, that simple stuff like that.
There's a lot of logistics.
There's so many logistics when you have a disability. And like, even at the Hilton, like, Amanda, thank goodness, had a scooter the weekend, so could get from point A to point B with the scooter. And so grateful for that, because it's a big space, and it is not disability friendly, because you have to walk a long way to get places. So that part was tough. And the hotel actually had to change our room, because when we got there, they said, oh, the elevator is broken. Yeah. And I was like, I have a bunch of people coming to this retreat with disabilities, folks that are older, that need an elevator, cannot use stairs to get to their retreat. And I was so mad. I was like blowing up at this poor lady who was not in charge. And of course, it was like midnight the night before the retreat. So late, and I was just like, no, like, this needs to be resolved like right now. Like, I have a retreat to put together. Like, this cannot happen. And fortunately, they were able to get a room for us.
They immediately moved us into a bigger and better room.
Yeah, so I'm very, very grateful that happened. Obviously was disappointed in like getting there and then being told that like, oh, our elevator is out. Yeah. And it's like, absolutely not. But happy that it was resolved.
Yeah,
very quickly.
It was resolved very quickly, and honestly, everyone loved the new room.
Yeah,
so much more.
New room
I loved the new room more.
Yeah,
it was great. So we
were originally
going to
be again. Yeah, we were originally going to be into. Well, actually, that room is booked for next year. But there's another room that's comparable.
Cool.
So we're going to be in a similar room. So that's good. And then I have the Witchy Stitcher retreat that is also coming up. That I am planning. That is in June. That is the first weekend of June. I will put that information in the bio as well so that you get those.
Where is it going to be held?
It's going to be in Detroit, Michigan.
Which we've never been to.
Neither of us have ever been to Detroit, Michigan, but the hotel looks beautiful.
The hotel's gorgeous.
And the location is great. And honestly, I did it because I have Canadian friends who were like, we would really like to go to a Witchy Stitcher retreat. And obviously it's a lot harder to go to LA because that's where I was having the retreats. And so I said, okay, well, I can't do one in Canada yet because I'm not ready to do international whatever and plan it internationally. But I'd love to do it close to in a way that you could drive there. And so, I chose Detroit, Michigan, and right by the border of Canada. So close enough to the border.
Close enough for a lot of people to drive or easily fly over.
So
and also central in.
Yeah, and we're already over halfway full, so that's good. I haven't really been plugging it lately because I'm like, it's the holidays. People aren't gonna be booking trips right now. So I was like, I'll just wait till like end of January and start bombarding people with, hey, come to this retreat.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. All right, this video is almost an hour long. It might be our longest video.
It might be. Well,
I wanted it to
have a lot to talk about, so yeah.
It's been a good year.
It's been a very good year. I mean, it's been a hard year.
It's been a hard year.
But, I think we're still trucking along.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the hardest stuff was, moving. Obviously, it was
moving.
Hard.
Papa.
Losing my grandfather.
So, health stuff.
Work. Work is hard.
Work is really hard.
Yeah. It's like, I love my new job, but it's a lot of personalities and all needing to not clash together, and that's always a struggle like at any job. So much love, everybody. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Here's to a better 2025.
Even better. It's even funnier than 2024.
Wait,
2025.
Oh my god,
if you're a SpongeBob fan, you know. All right, love you guys. Thank you for watching.